Hi there, Dory here with another installment of Ask STARBASE. Today's question is, can people actually predict the weather based on how their joints and bones feel? Starting with Hippocrates back in 400 BC, people have suspected that there is a connection between pain in our bodies and the weather. While he claimed that more patients complained of aches and pains, can we use this to predict the weather? Truthfully, the data varies. Over the last 30 years, a variety of studies have taken place that look at the relationship between different chronic pain conditions, like arthritis and fibromyalgia, and compare them with weather conditions where the subjects live. In one study from 1992, scientists asked 70 subjects to fill out a weather and pain survey to look for relationships between different types of weather and the people's pain. The researchers determined that patients who were identified as weather sensitive experienced more pain on a consistent basis than those who weren't. Another study from 1994 found a similar relationship for people who had fibromyalgia. People who reported they were sensitive to the weather had more pain-related problems. Another study of 25 patients in Australia in 1997 suggested that cold and humid weather was connected to more severe pain. While these pieces of research may suggest that those with chronic pain may be able to predict the weather, others point in the opposite direction. A larger study from 1995 looked at how the weather influenced pain by comparing 557 chronic pain patients living in different cities in the U.S. In this case, most subjects thought the weather impacted their pain regardless of the local climate. People in drier, sunnier places experienced the same amount of pain as those in wetter, cooler ones. In another study based on subjects in Sydney, Australia, researchers compared how subjects felt for 2-week periods every 3 to 4 months and found that even those identified as weather sensitive were minimally impacted by the weather. Some studies have suggested patients' pain varies with changes in the barometric pressure, which could allow them to predict when a storm is coming. The theory is, as the air pressure drops, the tissue around human joints begins to swell, resulting in pain. The tricky part is, sometimes studies focused on pressure suggest opposite relationships. For example, one study of 220 Dutch people suggested the subjects are in more pain when the pressure and humidity are both high, while another survey of 200 people reported that a drop in pressure that causes stormy weather is related to greater pain. Another study comparing 11 million doctor's appointments in the US with the weather found no relationship between rainy days and seeking help for pain. So which is it? Most sources point to no. While there are plenty of stories behind achy bones and bad weather, there's not enough concrete evidence out there to prove the theory. Academics like Dennis Driscoll from Texas A&M University criticize the barometric pressure theory when they remind us that changes in barometric pressure before a storm are really small. He stated that they are similar to what one would experience riding the elevator of a tall building. Studies have also been criticized for not having large enough samples of people, having subjects self-report, and the difficulties related with setting up a controlled experiment. Scientists cannot easily manipulate the weather to produce the conditions they want, or easily compare one person's perception of pain with another's. There are also many variables to play with when it comes to weather: temperature, humidity, pressure, actual precipitation, and more that have to be considered. Trying all the possibilities would be tough. Another issue is the timing of pain. Sometimes people report pain before the weather changes, while others notice it either during or after a storm. There have also been concerns about whether or not there's a psychological connection. Are patients feeling worse because the weather is lousy? Do we notice pain less on a warm, sunny day, even if the signals in the body suggest it should be just as severe as during the last thunderstorm? All in all, the evidence we do have suggests that weather conditions have either a mild impact or none at all on chronic pain. In other words, I'll be listening to the forecasts from local meteorologists rather than someone's bad knee. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Ask STARBASE. If you have a STEM question, please email it to us at ask@starbase-ct.com. Stay safe and be well. Bye!